Hi, I'm Lauren Stratton, and this is my presentation on the flipped classroom. I really enjoyed learning about the flipped classroom, and it kind of reminded me of how college classes are kind of set up, where the student goes home and reads the chapters in the books, and then the next day they talk about what they learned in their books in class with the other students. But with this model, it's kind of it's better because the teacher is able to teach them instead of just the students reading out of kind of the textbooks, which can be dry. So the flipped classroom inverts traditional teaching methods, delivering instruction online outside of the classroom and moving homework into the classroom. So the whole concept of the flipped classroom is to have the teachers create videos of the lessons for each week. It could be several videos or just a few short ones, and usually they're about 5 to 10 minute videos on the lessons where the students go home and watch the videos at their convenience. Each night they listen to the videos of that day, and then the next day, after learning all that stuff at home, they go to class and collaborate, discuss, debate, and they go over everything they learned at home. So it's kind of flipped, it's inverted. Instead of being at school with the teacher lecturing and the students going home and doing the homework, it's the other way around. And I like this because it's at home when doing the homework where students have the questions and they don't have that teacher to ask that burning question, and it causes frustration and anxiety, and you kind of feel like, oh, I wish I had my teacher with me. So this model of teaching allows you to do that. You'll go over all the lessons at home and at your own speed. You can pause it, rewind it. It's a video, so you can watch it how you would watch a video. And then in class, you can ask the teachers those really hard questions. And who created the flipped classroom? It was created by two teachers, Jonathan Bergman and Aaron Sams. They actually came up with this idea because they had students missing school because they were sick. So they discovered PowerPoint and created PowerPoint presentations just like this to send to their sick kids so they wouldn't fall behind in class. And I like that because a lot of the whole great inventions come when there is a problem, and they helped kids not get behind by using this. And why else was the flipped classroom created? There's two other reasons that this was created, and one of those is the poor learning outcomes. With less than 70% of high schoolers graduating, that's a scary number. You would hope that, like, especially nowadays, that everyone would graduate in high school. But that's not really the case. And there's over 7,000 students dropping out of school each day. And I understand why. The school system, how it is, was based off of way back when during the Enlightenment, and it's not for the modern day kids, and it's not helping us, and we can do a lot to change that, yet they don't. They just stick to what they've always done. And like I said before, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different result, and that's our school system right now. Another reason for the flipped classroom being created was how common online videos are. Students all over watching online videos. And for me right now, I'm studying the CSET, and it's so easy for me to go onto YouTube and find a video on ancient Greece or Japan and have that cute, quirky video that helps me study. And that's really nice, and it's opened a lot of avenues up, and it's a really good way for me to study. And if I had that kind of cool videos, like in junior high, we had Bill Nye, the science guy, but it's like if I was able to go home and watch those videos and learn, and then go to school and participate in class, I would have done far better in school if I had this kind of classroom set up. And then some of the benefits are more one-on-one time with the teachers. The teachers are freed up. They just make a quick video. One of the information was like, yeah, the prep time, you just make a quick video, you set it up, and you can reuse those videos. So if you have a classroom, you can keep using those videos and maybe adapt it depending on the new students or add more videos, but they're always there. And with those videos, the students can go home, look at it, pause, and it's kind of like lectures are boring. So for the students who are talking during the lectures, that's kind of obsolete. They don't have anyone to bother when they're learning the stuff at home, so why disrupt the class? Instead, they're in class with the teacher, one-on-one learning, and doing fun activities where they're interacting with the other students, which is what they wanted to do, talk to the other students. So they're getting that. And for PE, so much time goes into explaining rules and all this stuff about the games instead of actually physically doing the games, and they won't do that at home. So learning about the games really quick. You can even like tell your parent or sibling how to do it and you remember it better. Plus, learning something the night before, when you go to bed or when you're doing something like before going to sleep, all that information is still there subconsciously. I'm studying for the CSET, and one of the parts about poems was um, read the poem. If you don't quite understand it, go back because you'll be reading something else and your subconscious will still be working on it. And that works really well with all the information in these classes. So, and what I really, really like is the ability to pause and rewind the teachers because you can't be like, oh, teacher, stop talking. You're going too fast for my notes. It's rude. That happens. My hands cramp. It's nice to type on the computer, but sometimes you miss stuff because you're writing things down. And how many questions go unanswered because someone doesn't want to say a question in class and have everyone look at them, or have the whole class think they're stupid for their question, or they don't want to ask the question because they know it'll take too much time and the bell's about to ring and they don't want to hold up the class. With this model, the students can write down their questions at home and then in class ask the teachers one-on-one or even the other students. They have the time to pause, write down all of their notes, and the next day ask their questions. So I think that's great and so beneficial. Now, the downsides and difficulties to using the flipped classroom is limited internet access or connection at home. The students can use the school library or a public library, and nowadays you can get Wi-Fi at a boba place. You can find Wi-Fi anywhere. And in one of the videos, it showed one of the girls looking at the video on her iPod. You can get the videos anywhere, and that worked because she was using it in class doing the homework part. So she was able to go back. You can't go back to a teacher's lecture in class, you can go back to your notes, but having that visual is so much better. So having the downside of the internet, kind of, there's a lot of ways around it. And then another difficulty is the teacher's ability to create the videos. I never thought in a million years I would be able to create this, but here I am with classes like this and YouTube videos. You can learn almost anything on YouTube, and all you have to do is Google things and you can find it, and it actually is beneficial. And then another downside is change. Some people are just just can't change and it's difficult, and I understand that, but this ultimately is better for the kids, so why not learn a new trick? It's pretty cool. And then results for using the flipped classroom are improved grades, less failures, less discipline cases, more critical opportunities, and improved self-esteem. When the teachers have the time, because they're not lecturing in class, to talk one-on-one with the kids, they can help their specific questions and they can help them learn better, causing less failures. So more kids are graduating, and what's bad about that? And with the lectures at home, there's no boring lectures to disrupt in class. There's less discipline cases, and the kids are able to interact with each other, which is what they want to do. And I had a classmate who had ADHD, and she loved to talk in class, but it kind of got disrupted after a while. So if we had the lectures at home, she had no one to disrupt but herself. So that kind of, we would have online classes, and that worked out really well. Plus, with more time talking about the content in class in groups, there were more activities. They could go deeper. Kids could use more critical thinking, and they could debate. I rarely had debates in my classes because we were just stuck listening to the teacher's lecture, and it would have been more beneficial to have debates and really deep activities. Plus, with better grades and more social activities, and there's improved self-esteem. So I don't see any reason that flipped classroom couldn't work. Yeah, some subject matter is kind of difficult and you kind of need to see the kids' faces and if they're quite getting stuff, but you can use this for a lot of different areas. PE, chemistry. My sister is doing a chemistry class over the summer, and it's a flipped classroom. She's learning the first few chapters now over summer, and then in fall they're going to refresh and be able to go over it. And I think that's great. She's getting ahead, and she's going to be able to do more activities when school starts. So that was my presentation. Thank you.